You're not lazy. You've been waiting for a feeling that is never going to show up. You already know what to do. Start the project, send the message, go for the run. Knowing was never the problem. So you wait to feel ready, a starting gun in your chest that never fires. That feeling isn't the fuel that gets you moving. It's the exhaust. It shows up once you're already moving. You don't stand up because you feel like it. You feel like it about 90 seconds after you're on your feet. Every hour spent waiting isn't preparation. It's one of the most expensive habits you own. Motivation isn't the toll you pay to begin. It's the receipt you get for having begun. The next time you think, "I'll do it when I feel like it," treat it as proof the feeling isn't coming. Stop calling yourself lazy. What looks like laziness is usually fear in disguise. Instead of waiting, go insultingly small. Write one ugly sentence. Send the first line. Put your shoes on. Once you move, the spell begins to break. Picture yourself a year from now. One version stopped waiting. The other lost another year. Catch yourself waiting. Rename the lazy voice as fear. Then do one tiny step before your brain finishes the excuse. You don't act because you feel ready. You feel ready because you, a woman, lies in the dark, dreading the morning before it arrives. Broke out of work, losing the same tiny war every day against the snooze button. One night, she sees a rocket launch on television. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, liftoff. A thought appears. What if I launch myself out of bed the same way? The next morning, she counts, then stands. That's the whole idea. When it's time to act, you get a tiny window between the instinct to move and the excuse that stops you. Wait one breath too long, and your brain hands you a reason to delay. You're tired. Later is better. Now isn't the right time. That pause isn't helping you think. It's opening the door for the excuse. So close the door first. The instant you feel the pull, count backward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, then move before you reach 1. Counting down demands just enough attention to interrupt autopilot and point you toward the only thing that matters: action. Here's where people get it wrong. They count, then stay still. The countdown isn't a pep talk. At 1, your body has to move. Feet on the floor, hand on the phone, fingers on the keyboard. No movement, no result. Picture the report you've avoided all week. Feel the hesitation, count backward, then write one ugly sentence. Or send the first line of the message you've rewritten in your head 100 times. Once you've moved, you're in. This isn't really about getting out of bed faster. Every time you count and move, you prove the gap between knowing and doing isn't a wall. It's only a few seconds wide, and you can cross it whenever you choose. Today's challenge is simple. Catch one thing you've been avoiding. Count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and make one real physical move before your brain builds another excuse. You don't have to feel ready. You just have to move first. Clarity doesn't come before action. It comes from action. That's the reason so many people stay stuck. You think the order is simple. First get clear, then feel confident, then begin. So you keep researching, planning, and waiting for everything to make sense. It never quite does, so you never quite start. Flip it. The path doesn't appear to people standing still. It reveals itself one step at a time to people who are already moving. You don't think your way to clarity. You move your way there. Picture someone selling gear from the trunk of a car when a red Ferrari pulls into the lot. They trade a parking spot for 2 questions. What do you do, and how do you do it? The answer opens a door to a career they know almost nothing about. They move toward it anyway. They begin before they believe. The moment you choose something meaningful, another voice appears. You're not ready. You don't know enough. Wait a little longer. It sounds responsible, but it's really another excuse to delay. That's the trap. You try to silence the voice with more preparation, but endless preparation often becomes avoidance in disguise. You don't need the whole map. You need a direction and a first step. Write your goal in one clear sentence. Then take the smallest real action before you feel ready. Make the first call. Write the first rough paragraph. Take the first imperfect step. The next piece becomes visible only after you move. Here's the real lesson. Fear isn't always telling you to stay away. Sometimes it's pointing directly at the work that matters most. Stop waiting to feel certain. Confidence grows because you begin, not before you begin. Imagine a wooden plank lying flat on the ground. You'd walk across it without a second thought. Now picture that same plank stretched between two rooftops. Suddenly, your body freezes. The task didn't change. Only the consequences you imagined did. That's what procrastination often feels like. The work isn't impossible. Part of you is just convinced the fall would mean something terrible. Stop calling yourself lazy. What looks like laziness is usually fear in disguise. Sometimes it's fear of failure. Sometimes the project feels too big. Sometimes you want it to be perfect, so you never begin. Name the real fear. The moment you do, the fog starts to clear. The plank became terrifying because you decided falling would define you. But failure is an event, not an identity. One bad outcome doesn't decide who you are. Think about the project you've been avoiding. The work itself isn't impossible. What's frightening is the idea of doing it badly where other people can see. Or maybe it's the conversation you've delayed because rejection feels like a judgment of your worth. Lower the stakes and the task becomes manageable again. There's another shift that matters. Fear is happening inside you, but it isn't you. It's something you can notice instead of obeying. Once you stop treating fear like your identity, it becomes more like weather. And people can keep moving through weather. Here's today's method. Name the fear. Separate your worth from the outcome. Then take one small step. Ask yourself one question. What's the fall I'm actually afraid of? Answer it honestly, then move anyway. The plank was closer to the ground than you thought. Listen to the way you talk to yourself. I have to finish this. I have to work out. I have to make that call. Those words seem harmless, but they quietly make every task heavier. When you say, I have to, you put yourself under the control of an invisible boss. And nobody enjoys being ordered around. Part of you pushes back by delaying, avoiding, or dragging your feet. What you call procrastination is often a quiet rebellion against your own to-do list. Try a different sentence. Replace I have to with, I choose to. I choose to finish this because it moves me towards something I care about. The task hasn't changed, but the feeling has. The choice is yours now, so there's nothing left to rebel against. You might think some responsibilities aren't optional. That's true, but much of the resistance isn't about the task itself. It's about feeling deprived. When life feels like endless work, you try to reclaim freedom by wasting time. Here's the surprising solution. Schedule your rest first. Put time for family, hobbies, or recovery on your calendar before the work. Real, guilt-free rest removes the feeling of deprivation that fuels avoidance. Rest you feel guilty about isn't real rest. It's unfinished work wearing comfortable clothes. This is bigger than productivity. For years, you've treated your own life like someone else's list of demands. In reality, most of your life is made up of choices you get to own. Even difficult responsibilities become lighter when you remember they're decisions you are making for reasons that matter to you. Today's challenge is simple. Take one heavy I have to and replace it with I choose to because. Then schedule one block of genuine guilt-free rest and protect it. You're not escaping your life. You're taking ownership of it. You think starting is the hardest part. It isn't. The finish line is where countless projects quietly disappear. Imagine someone spends years writing a book, finishes it, then seals it in a box where nobody ever reads it. A completed masterpiece hidden forever helps no one. The world can't benefit from work it never sees. Projects usually die in two places. The first is the middle. You begin with excitement, then everything suddenly looks terrible. You feel like a fraud and wonder if you've made a mistake. That feeling isn't proof your project failed. It's proof you've reached the difficult middle that almost every worthwhile project passes through. When that crash arrives, name it. Tell yourself, this is the middle, not the end. Then, focus on the next small piece instead of the whole mountain. Momentum grows from small completions, not perfect motivation. The second danger is the finish line. Finishing means sharing. Sharing means someone else can finally judge your work. As long as it stays hidden, it can still feel perfect in your imagination. Releasing it makes it real, and that's what many people fear most. Notice the pattern. Fear of failure keeps people from starting. Fear of success keeps them from finishing. Different moments, same fear. Here's the solution. Ship something. Send the imperfect version to one trusted person today. A real project that receives feedback will teach you more than a perfect project nobody ever sees. Every time you finish and share your work, you reinforce a new identity. You become someone who finishes instead of someone who waits. Pull one hidden project out today, share it with one person, and prove to yourself that you can finish what you start. What if the person you're trying to become isn't created by one huge decision, but by hundreds of tiny choices you keep dismissing? A tired woman boards a bus after work and quietly refuses to give up her seat. No speech, no dramatic plan. Just one small decision that changed history. The lesson isn't about fame. It's about courage. Courage isn't a feeling you wait for. It's a small push you make when the moment arrives. Most people wait for the big breakthrough. They imagine one dramatic day when everything changes. That's why they ignore the little things. One workout feels too small. One honest sentence feels insignificant. One short walk doesn't seem enough. But that's not how identity works. Every action is a vote for the kind of person you're becoming. Every time you do the difficult but worthwhile thing, you cast another vote. Repeat enough of those votes, and they become your identity. Stop searching for the big move. Find one small edge today. Send the message. Write the first line. Take the walk. Each action matters because it reinforces who you believe you are. Here's the hidden reward. Every small act of courage creates real pride. Not empty motivation, earned confidence. That confidence compounds over time until discipline feels natural instead of forced. A year from now, your life won't be shaped by one giant moment. It'll be shaped by the hundreds of tiny votes you cast every single day. Make the next one count. For years, people believed running a mile in under 4 minutes was impossible. Then, one runner did it. Within weeks, others followed. The human body hadn't changed. The story people believed had. That's the power of perspective. Most people think optimism means pretending everything is fine. It doesn't. Real optimism is the decision to search for possibility even when life hurts. When something goes wrong, don't deny it. Feel it honestly. Then ask a different question. Where's the opportunity hidden inside this? What can I learn here that success never would have taught me? That single question can turn a setback into a new direction. There's another place this matters. Right before a presentation, interview, or difficult conversation, your heart races and your hands shake. Most people call that fear and try to calm themselves down. Instead, try a different label. Tell yourself, I'm excited. Your body responds to excitement and nervousness in remarkably similar ways. By changing the meaning, you stop fighting your energy and begin using it. Optimism isn't about ignoring reality. It's about deciding how you'll respond to reality. Even in life's darkest moments, people can choose to look for the opening instead of staring at the wall. The next time something doesn't go your way, don't ask, why me? Ask, where's the seed? Then keep moving. Optimism isn't believing nothing bad will happen. It's believing you can find a way forward no matter what happens. A parent sits on the floor of a locked public restroom, holding a sleeping child through the night. No comfort, no certainty. Just one reason to keep going. The important question isn't how they eventually succeeded. It's how they didn't quit. Willpower alone can't carry someone through that kind of hardship. Something deeper has to be at work. The answer is purpose. When your reason is bigger than your discomfort, you can endure far more than you imagined. Discomfort always tries to make a deal. It whispers, quit now and the pain stops. A powerful reason is the one offer discomfort can't overcome. If you keep abandoning goals you say you want, ask yourself a different question. Not, how badly do I want this? Ask, why do I want it? A vague answer disappears under pressure. A vivid answer becomes something you can hold on to when everything feels difficult. Picture the person you want to become. Picture the freedom you're building. Picture the people who benefit if you keep going. Make the reason real. This isn't just about finishing projects. It's about choosing the direction of your life. You are not limited by where you started. You can decide what kind of person you're becoming, one choice at a time. Today's challenge is simple. Finish this sentence. I want this because. Write an answer meaningful enough that you're willing to struggle for it. Keep it where you'll see it when quitting feels easier than continuing. Your reason won't remove the hard part, but it will help you walk through it. The most freeing sentence you'll ever hear sounds harsh at first. Nobody is coming to save you. It isn't meant to discourage you. It's meant to return your power. If no perfect moment, person, or feeling is coming to do the hard work for you, then it has always been yours to do. That's good news. For many people, waiting for motivation is just another version of waiting to be rescued. They stand at the edge of change, hoping confidence will arrive first. It rarely does. Stop waiting. When you can't feel your way forward, move your way forward. One small action is enough. Write one sentence. Make one call, walk for 2 minutes. Action comes first, and the feeling catches up later. Motion changes more than your progress. It quiets fear. It drowns out self-doubt. You don't have to win an argument with your inner critic before you begin. You simply have to take the next step. That doesn't mean you'll always be alone. Help exists. Encouragement exists. Opportunities appear. But they almost always meet people who are already moving, not people waiting to be rescued. The people who change their lives don't wait for perfect conditions. They move anyway, then allow support to meet them along the journey. Today's challenge is simple. Think about one thing you've been waiting to start. Stop looking for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for the feeling. Take one concrete step today. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It just has to move you forward. Nobody is coming to save you. That's not the bad news. It's the reminder that your future has been in your hands all along.